Hey there, it's Monkey. We're picking up where we left off on our Shogun 2 playthrough. We're playing as the Oda clan, and we're fighting everybody, because it's Realm Divide, baby! We've got messes everywhere. Last episode, we left off with a bunch of messes. This area, particularly right here, is awfully messy, but we're not going to start here. We're going to start with one of our smaller messes that we have to clean up. We will get back to this one in this episode, though. And speaking of, your chance to sort of chime in with, I could do a 5-minute overview of all the conflicts that are going on right now and then start knocking them down. But instead, I'm just going to go to the first conflict, knock it down, move on to the second one, etc. If you think I should have done it a different way, feel free to let me know in the comments. And thanks for being here, as always. All the support stuff that I card out all the time. So let's just move to the first flashpoint, and we'll get back to this one shortly. Over here in Nodo and Etchu. So Honma has landed an army right on our shores. He's got this one island over here. It's a gold mine island, off in the distance there. Doesn't look like, as far as I can tell, that there's a lot to his army right now. Looks like mostly Ashigaru. If there are any samurai, there's very few of them, and they don't look trained. And unfortunately for him, he landed them right next to my not full army, but almost fully equipped army. Like, almost everybody has armor. All the bows have the improved accuracy. All the melees have the improved melee. So a really great army that came out of my military provinces, and he just happened to drop his army off right next to it. So unfortunate for him. Now, this is on Very Hard, which gives the AI the most cheats that they can get, or bonuses that they can get, as far as further troops and administrative stuff and all that jazz like that. So he's got that going for him, but all of the armor and accuracy and stuff like that I have pretty much offsets that. Also, I have the garrison from Noto that I Last episode, I accidentally moved the garrison out rather than this army. Whatever. This garrison here that can reinforce, and the garrison from Kaga as well. So I have like 25 troops I can bring to bear on this guy, which is what I'm going to do. In fact, I think I'm also going to consider... I'm just going to see what auto-resolve gets me as far as that goes, because I think I'm going to have him so badly beaten that it really doesn't matter. So we're going to bring this army over to here. That looks right. Oh, not you. Get back in there. What? Honestly. Whatever. The metsuke always wanting to go for walks. Okay. We'll get our army out here. We'll take these guys and merge them in. Okay. And then... Well, of course he's going to run, but he's not going to make it far enough. So this will pretty much spell his doom. Okay. We'll just quick save. I just want to see what the auto-resolve gets me. I may actually fight it as well, and then I'll put the auto-resolve results and the manual combat results up on the screen next to each other, just so we can see. But I'm pretty sure auto-resolve is just gonna wipe this guy pretty hard. Yeah, decisive victory. I didn't appear to lose anybody, so, and this guy's just done. So, oh, look at that. Got a, little victory trophy there. So, actually, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna fight it manually. There's not really any point to it. I don't think I could necessarily get that much better results. I mean, maybe I could, but whatever. So Kaga's still happy, Nodo's still happy. This guy's getting What are we getting here? 10 a turn. Right. So we'll just send him back into this province. And then, yeah, that'll get him up to 29. These guys are replenishing 29 a turn now. That's 29 and 30. So I feel like that's quick recovery there. They got a little bit of battle. We'll just leave these guys hanging out where they're at. They're fine. Okay, well, that was the first flashpoint really dealt with. And then the second one, we're just going to deal with this big mess over here because the last major one is sort of an end of turn thing. But we'll get to that. So over here, we have our the enemy armies, which are the green. Those are all Hatayama's armies. He's got a half stack here. He's got his daimyo's army here with some samurai. This half stack, going back to the half stack for a second. Lots of Yari samurai. And he's got this stack over here that was kind of going for my bait. I left one soldier on the road and hid my full stack in the forest, and apparently I'm just going to say he went for the bait. So I'm going to smash this army, and hopefully it will. We want to take as little losses as possible, and then we want to get this army into Omi or Iga, like into one of our provinces if we have enough movement left. He may run away. I guess that's a possibility too. He may not want to fight me. So I'm wondering if I could bait him into fighting this single unit here and having this army as backup. I'm not sure about that. All right, let's just find out. Okay. Still runs away. However, that did preserve a lot of my movement on this guy, but that means we're going to be stuck over here in Kawachi. But that's okay, because the other part of there's enemies like Hatayama is that there are also friends. These two red armies, don't mistake them for the Ashikaga Shogunate. Ashikaga are the red circles, these red forts, basically, temples or whatever. These are the Hatano, and these are my vassals. So they've been doing a good job. When one of my vassals flipped on me in Realm Divide, they took that province. And now they're heading down here to take on Hatayama, which is great. I don't mind them weakening each other. Hopefully, Hatayama will decide to attack the Hatano army that's right here, primed to take his Setsu province, and he won't come down and deal with our army down here after we beat up this little chumpy army. So that's going to be my plan. And then, I mean, I guess we can just auto-resolve this one too. I mean, we have such an advantage. I'll just see what it looks like. Well, we did lose a. We didn't lose many. We didn't lose very many. Yeah, that's fine. Now, we do have it. I guess we do have enough capability that we could take Kawachi. I think. Yeah, we do. We will have to fight this manually, but I'm gonna cut it out because literally we're just going to go in and pelt the guard with arrows. So there's no point in you watching that. I'll just, we'll go to the post stuff. I mean, this is pretty much all it is, right? There's just bring your bows up and help this guy till he can't, stand anymore. So that's literally what the battle is. So we'll just cut to the end. Okay. Lost nobody. We have to occupy this one because this is one of Hatayama's provinces. We can't install a vassal here, which is, I would if I could, but I can't. This is one of the ones we have to take. We have to take Kawachi. I think we need Key as well. Let me double check this. No, we don't need Key. We did need, we didn't even need this one either, technically. So we really just need Kyoto and one more province. Kyoto plus one more would actually give us enough provinces to win the game. Now, so we've done this, and he does have a big army. He could bring down... I don't think his half stack could reach to support as well. And like I said, I think he's going to deal with a Hatano. I don't know who's going to go first between these two as far as that goes. However, Hatano is close to turning on us. So we are in Realm Divide, and once you hit Realm Divide, all the other daimyos, all the clans that are on the map, including your vassals, get a stacking penalty to their relations with you. So eventually they will turn on you. If you watched the last couple episodes, I've had, a vassal here turn on me, a vassal there turn on me. And Hatano is really next in line to do that. So if we look here, he's at negative... Well, because I took territorial expansion, he's at negative 84. He was at negative 79. So I picked up another negative 5 on that one. And if I recall correctly, the last guy to turn on me, which was the Murakami, who I revassalized, they turned on me around in the 80s. So I'm going to have to bribe Hatano and give him some money. So I'm going to offer him money, and we'll see what that does to his friendliness towards me. So Hatano is now negative 69. So that was... Where'd the gifts go? Gifts appreciated, plus 15. So I think that will hold him off for a turn, because I don't think that he'll be able to go above 80, and at somewhere above 80, maybe it's 85, negative 85 or something there, but somewhere above 80 is where they flip on you. I'm pretty sure. I could look it up or whatever. I'm not gonna look it up. So there's him. We should probably look at our other vassals as well. Any vassal that you vassalized after Realm Divide does not have the stacking Realm Divide penalty. They should basically stick with you to the end at that point, unless you get another Realm Divide. We'll talk about that later. But the Kitabatake is at negative 71. They're also kind of close to flipping. So I'm going to ensure their loyalty as well. I'm going to give them 1,000 koku. And anybody you give gifts to like this, that 15 in gifts will help buy them off for a bit. And the reason why you want to do that is Realm Divide, this whole thing with your vassals turning on you in Realm Divide, is you know it's going to happen. And since you know it's going to happen, you can sort of plan around it. I plan to have extra money in my pocket, and I'm making enough money, right? I'm making a few thousand koku a turn that I can weather some of these vassals flipping on me, which reminds me as well, like while I'm in diplomacy, let me just make sure that I've got everybody trading with me that can, like Takeda. Oh, now that I've taken over, there's a province next to him that I took over. I can make him trade with me, which will be good. So I said we're at 3303. So making the Takeda, which I vassalized after Realm Divide, making them trade with me not only is going to improve relations between us because we have a trade agreement, but it's going to give me more money. So now we're making 3507. So a couple hundred more koku on top of the fact that they also pay you tribute. So if we were to look, just to take a moment from fighting and look at our other income, the tribute from vassals, from Takeda, is 362. That doesn't include the trade. So the trade is on top of that. They all give you tribute, and if you can trade with them and force them to trade with you, which you should, you can then go to trade and say, okay, well, my trade with Takeda is another 277 as well. So, that's, add those two together, and in that case, for that one province, that's 600 and some koku a turn, which is pretty good, right? 277 and 362 is 630, like 700. So this is a really good province. No, it's my starter province. My metsuke got arrested, whatever. Anyway, so we paid off the Hatano. We've paid off the Kitabatake. We forced Takeda to give us some trade, so that's worthwhile. All of the other vassals that can trade with us are trading with us right now. And then Anagakoji, they're also a little bit angry. I don't remember where these guys are at, actually. Oh, they're way over there. We have an army near them that can smash them back into shape. Same thing with the Jinbo, who we don't have a problem with, really. I don't care about the Honma. I do care about the Yamana, though. So Yamana's at -80, so they're up here. They're probably going to flip on us as well. However, we also have Nobunaga's army, so he's the heir, sitting down here. He was hiding in the trees as well. My original plan was to take these two armies and take Kyoto in short order, but Hatayama showed up with his 2 stacks worth of guys, and I knew Hatana was close to flipping on me, so I didn't want to, like, potentially lose 2 full armies to throwing them at Kyoto and then getting run over by Hatayama. So, but what we're going to do, since I think we have Hatano under control, and I think those 2 are going to fight, we're going to take Nobunaga and bring him back up into Tango. And we're going to do that because this province here, so again, this is a pre-realm divide vassal, he's going to turn on us pretty soon. And when he does, we'll just bring our Nobunaga's army over and smash him, revassalize him. He won't have that penalty anymore. The problem's solved. And then he'll still be in the region. I'm also going to bring over this. I have a whole army full of really good reinforcements that are supposed to be filtering into Nobunaga's army. So I'm going to bring them over to prepare to reinforce, because I'm going to have the same problem with Sakai here. That's another one of my vassals. And the Sakai are at -67, so they're pretty close to flipping on me as well. But I'm going to have all these armies on the way. Just going to swing him around here and bring this guy up to Tango. There. Now Sakai does have a half stack right here, but if he flips on me, worst case scenario, he attacks my big army, but he's not going to do that. And then I think that's pretty much it for the gambles in this area. I do have this single unit that I can bring. I can't get him far enough in here. I suppose if I... Looks like I can get him to a certain point where he could support if I get attacked. It seems like rather meaningless, but I'm just gonna... I'll just keep tagging him along. You know, maybe a battle will happen and I'll get a chance to promote a general in that unit or something. Okay. So that pretty much handles this area. I do have a couple ninja that I could move, and I'll get back to them later. Actually, no. I'll do them right now. I'll move them now. The one thing I considered was trying to sabotage this army here. Because if I sabotage him, he won't move. Then I guess Hatano would be fighting. Maybe I should do that. I think it's like 1,000 Koku. 25% chance. That's not good at all. This guy's already moved because he took out somebody's monk or something last turn. This guy's not. This ninja's not super great. Basically, he's just a scout. We can put him in here to get a little more, because I think he could use some XP. That would also help him suck less. So we're just going to put him in here to establish a spy network. Maybe that'll cause that guy to spend money or whatever the deal is. And then this other ninja already moved. So that's it for those guys. This army up here is resting because they're wounded. Okay, so this is really the last major flashpoint that we're dealing with right now. We brought our daimyo's army down through Kai after we vassalized Takeda and hammered Hojo's daimyo, his heir, and I think another general. Like, he had his command army was basically in Suruga, and they've got this other army which is 20 units of potentially beefy, almost half samurai, that was heading towards Totomi. So, we already took out the command unit, and at this point, my original intention was to vassalize. I thought if I took this province, I just auto-resolve the keep attack, which damages a keep. I thought I was going to reinstall Imagawa as the daimyo, but it turns out that Imagawa starts with Suruga and Totomi, and Totomi is actually his real home province, which I took way back at the beginning of the game. So now I own Suruga, and the gate's broken, so that means I have to repair the gate. And I don't want this archery dojo, so we'll just get rid of that. And then the library's fine. That's improving like development of the arts and whatnot, and would allow us to recruit slightly better metsuke if we needed to. So now we have the sort of the tough decision. This army's already moved, and they're relatively banged up. Good skill, really well equipped, but banged up. So the question is going to be, is Hojo going to turn his army back to attack us in Suruga, which I would say, since I don't think we're going to get replenishment before he gets to attack us. So that's going to make it a rather even fight. Or is he going to continue on to Totomi, which, even though we have 14 units here, I think he's probably going to be able to beat us. I don't know, obviously, which direction he's going to go, and I don't know if I can influence it. I could take my daimyo's army and move it over by this port over here. And that would maybe put it far enough away that his army, because it lacks a general, that his army doesn't have enough movement to get to my daimyo's army anyway. But then he would just come in, take Suruga Castle from me. If he takes the province, I, again, don't have replenishment on my daimyo's army. So I don't know exactly what that would gain me first, but that thought's on my mind that I could do that. And I also have this other unit here that I could bring down and maybe put next to the castle or in the castle. But if I put him next to the castle, maybe his army would actually attack that unit. Maybe he could sneak by the castle. It doesn't look like he could, though. Looking at the castle's sort of area of influence. Maybe he would attack that unit. I'm not really sure. And that would spare the castle. Or maybe I could stick a couple units out in front of, over here, right? A couple sacrificial units. He would hit them. I would retreat them. He would hit them again, presumably. And I could play that game too. It's actually an interesting thought. I might do that. I mean, yeah, all these, I like all these Yari Ashigaru. They're all armored for the most part. But it's an interesting thought. The other thing I could do, if he even comes this way, the other thing I could do is I could take a bunch of these units out of here, bring them, maybe even try to hide them in the forest. If I drop off, let's say if I take all of these units here and I drop off that guy and I think that guy, yeah. So those units just got in the keep, so they have no movement. But the rest of the units I could maybe move and hide in the forest over here, like as far back as I can get them. Something in where'd it go? Something back in there. And then maybe his army, if he wanted to take Totomi, he would just walk on by this army here. And if he did take Totomi from me, that's actually beneficial in a way, because that would allow me to then get reinforcements on my daimyo's army. And I think I'd be able to then take both of these armies together and attack Totomi to retake it. And then I could actually vassalize that as Imagawa and pick him up as a vassal. And the reason why I am intent on making vassals and reestablishing people as vassals is because this province here gives me 330 income a turn. If I had it as Takeda, basically, it would give me, between the tribute that he would give me, it'd be at least a couple hundred. And then I'd be able to force him to trade with me, which would probably be a couple hundred more. So I would be making more money, because this is a crappy province. With a really good province like Owari, it's about the same amount of money. But with a really crappy province like this one, I could actually be making more money off of having a vassal there. He wouldn't turn on me because it's after Realm Divide, and he'd provide his own defense force. So there'd be another army of people that would just be supporting me there. So that's an interesting... I may do a combination. I think I'm going to do a combination of this. I'm going to take these guys. Now, he may discover my army and then just come and attack them. which is, I suppose, is fine. I could also hide them over here, but if I hide them in this forest over here, and he decides to come back and take Suruga, then I can have both armies hit him and trap him around the Suruga keep instead. So, all right, let's see it. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get him, shove him right. Okay, as far in there as you can go, and then we're gonna leave our daimyo in the keep, and we're going to. How far can this guy go? I guess we'll move him here. And then we'll take, like, I guess our weakest. This guy's pretty weak too. I don't really want to get rid of bows, but I've got a couple accuracy bows over here and a couple Oda, yeah. So those would be good to fold in anyway. So I'm going to take one of these bows and put them I don't know, far enough out. Guess I'll here, let me see. Okay, so they both have movement. I don't know if I can get them far enough away. Well, this guy I can get one of them far enough away for sure. Okay. And then we'll put this guy. Of course, it's going to make them both. It's going to make them both flee, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've got a couple to spare. And then I think that's pretty much it for the turn. So we're gonna end the turn. I'm just gonna flip through my provinces real quick and see if there's anything I gotta upgrade, and then we'll talk if I did that. No, I didn't have anything. So let's just end turn and see what happens. Okay, he's trying to rebuild his armies here and spending his money attacking my metsuke. Oh. Took the bait. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna... As fun as it would be to, like really, I'm just gonna auto-resolve this and I'm gonna let him take it. Well, we got a general out of the deal. Okay, Yamana flipped on us. I knew that was going to happen. Anybody else? No. What? Oh. Apparently Hatano allied with the Chosokabe. I can see down here that he took a beating from Hatayama. But now it says that he's attacking the Takeda. Right. So I guess I'm going to have to break off my alliance with the Takeda, which is unfortunate because I don't want the... Actually, that's not true. I'm going to enter war on the side of Takeda. Hatano's going to flip on me eventually anyway. I need to revassalize him as it is. So that's going to turn all of his provinces hostile. Not too worried about it. And then Sakai declared war on me as well. So. Yeah. Well, it seemed like Hatano took a beating, but he left somehow. Oh, man. This guy's removing all of my metsuke. And Anagakaji, right? Okay. Army was compelled to, withdraw. Oh, we got a bunch of tried and executed. Ah, that's unfortunate. I think that was that defending army in that one province. All right, well, at least we have a place where we can execute. Enemy are blockading. That's fine. I don't care about that. At least we can now be recruiting some trained metsuke. So once we kind of deal with this Hojo problem, I suppose. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to scoop up. I'm going to see if we can scoop up some of these units, or maybe we'll scoop up one of them on the way. And then we're going to have to rely on somebody for hitting that keep. And I think that's going to be the first thing that we do. Let me just glance over here and see what's going on. Oh, actually, whew, well, that's going to be great. Good opportunity there. All right, we'll get to the crazy stuff over here shortly. Okay. First things first. Okay, so I tried scooping up this guy with my daimyo, but he just ends up costing a movement. So I'm going to move this guy over here, kind of out of the way, as far up as he can go. Actually, that's not true. These guys are going to combine, and we're going to just leave an army in Suruga. Once the daimyo hauls on out of here. So, yeah. Not sure why it won't let me commit an attack on there, but we'll get this army here. And then yeah, that's I don't know why. I don't know why that's come here. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna pop it out like that. And then, since we can put Imagawa back in place, we're just gonna auto-resolve this. I mean, we did lose 1,200. That's actually pretty bad. But that's all right. I mean, I could fight it manually, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him a vassal, and then I'll fight it manually, and then we'll compare like I talked about before. So let's do that. Okay. So the difference is that I could have guaranteed that his general was killed had I manually done the fight, but whatever. It's not a big deal. To a certain extent, I just wanted to win out and whatnot. Once I get my general, well, unfortunately, I don't think I can get my general back in my army here. I was going to say, once I get the general back in the army, I can get replenishment. So I'm going to lose out on a turn of that. Not a huge deal, but enough of a deal that I'm a little bummed. But that's okay. We put Imagawa back in place, we can then go to here and so for example, so Imagawa's giving us. It doesn't list how much he's giving us, so I'm not sure. It's less than what we're getting from Kitabatake right now, and maybe that's just because it won't show it just yet. But when we force trade with Imagawa, apparently we have some past grievances, but
sometimes travelers meet and profit by it. Shall we see what our journeys have in store for us?
All right, so we can't get Imagawa to trade with us right now because he's mad at us, probably because, I don't know, we're sort of rivals, so maybe this was a bad idea. But it's all right, I'm going to live with it. Okay. We're going to put these guys in Suruga. That's going to balance out the public order, so that's good. And then we do not have, we have room now to build a market, which we're going to need to build here, so we can recruit metsuke in this province. And then I'm a little worried. He does have some armies over here, but we're gonna quickly get our general and his army back over into this province. At any rate, we're gonna take both those armies in that direction. In fact, and I guess well, he can't run, so. There's no way his general's going to beat my unit here, so that pretty much ends that problem. Okay. So we're going to take... I think we already have a spy here. Or we already have a ninja here. Yeah. So this ninja is good at spying and... Well, we'll give some increased campaign line of sight. So we're just going to stick him in with our daimyo here. And then, what else do we have to take care of? Okay, so this guy's laying siege to Inaba over here, but that's Yamana. And we're going to solve that by just going back over here and revassalizing. So we'll just auto-resolve it. We don't care, since we're going to reinstall him as a vassal. I don't care about having to repair the gate. He can pay for the repairs. So, he's a vassal again. That stuff's under control. Now, I don't know if we can... Yeah, we can force him to trade with us. Well, we can try. Okay. Good. And he should then be... good to go for now. Now we also have this province here in Tango. This belonged to another person that when they flipped on us, Hatano ran up and like took their province and added it to his own. So now that he flipped on us, that frees this province up. We'll just auto-resolve that one as well. And revassalize him as a Takaoka. That will also kick out like this army, like they won't just be able to declare war right away, which is nice. And then while we're here, while we have this army on the edge over here, we're gonna go and get the Sakai, who were booted back into their province. We're just gonna do the same thing here. And make them a vassal as well. So they kept their army. They got another general, in fact, and now they should be loyal with us pretty much till the end. I'm rather confident about that. Unless we have once we take Kyoto, there'll be another like mini sort of realm divide, but that should be pretty much the end of the game anyway, since we're close to the 25. So the Takaoka we can force to trade with us as well, and the also the Sakai. So we'll make the Takaoka trade with us.
I will listen.
Okay. And then that puts us up to, I mean, we're at 1,800 koku right now. The reason why we lost so much koku is because there is a metsuke running around killing off our metsuke. Now, I did get one of my metsuke back. But this guy's just going to run around. I think this guy is a pretty good at apprehension. So he's just been running around apprehending our thing. I guess there's a guy over here doing it too. We're going to start taking these guys out because I can't have this going on. I really need to bring my assassin ninja, where is this guy? I think he might be this one. Nope, that's army sabotage. He's up here. Yeah. So we're going to bring this guy back, and I think that's the fastest route. Yeah. So we're going to bring him into here. This guy also flipped. So we've got this army here that I don't know. Yeah, we might be able to. Looks like we should be able to hit him. Yeah. This is a little bit closer of a battle. I don't really know why, because he just has a bunch of these guys. But I'm just going to... I have so many bows. I'm just going to... And he has no bows. I'm just going to manually fight it. I'm not even going to show it to you. I'll just deal with it manually and just give you the results. Okay, so, we lost 42 out of that. That's probably way better than auto-resolving it. We'll just revassalize them again. Same deal. Plus we get a unit out of it.
Let us hope.
Okay. So, I don't think the 1905 reflects all of those changes, but that's all right. So we've actually revassalized most of our vassals. The Kitabatake are the only ones who we have yet to revassalize as far as that goes. I think at this point, and the Kiso, post Realm Divide. So these guys have a potential to turn on us as well. But we'll do the same thing to them that we did to these other guys. And even though this army is really a whole lot of bows, it's gonna happen sooner or later anyway. I'm just gonna probably swing them down and do the same thing, although they do have a handful of samurai there. But that's my plan, is probably to swing them down, or maybe I'll take some of these melee out of here. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll start moving to re-equip this army here. These guys are almost fully recovered from that other beatdown. We've got more recruits kind of flooding in. Just want to make sure my recruitment is fully up. Now I can recruit metsuke up in these provinces, but I want to recruit them here because they'll get the extra layer of experience. They'll already be leveled up 1, so it'll just be an easy way for me to fish for city management. But because I lost those 2 metsuke, I mean, that was a pretty good chunk of income that I lost. I've probably close to, it almost doubles the income, because this one was around 700 as well. So it almost 1,200 between the 2 of them, which I guess makes sense, would put me back to where I was if I had those metsuke. I could recruit a metsuke immediately here and just put him in town management, but this guy has this thing going on here. I do have a ninja, though. Actually, I should have taken this ninja here and taken a run at him. I don't. Yeah, so he's just going to run up and do the same thing. I mean, he is spending money, so I suppose there is that. I can't reach him with this ninja. So it is what it is. I've got this assassin coming. Okay. Let's see. So we've got these armies that are going to combine shortly. We've got sort of these backup guys. I think I'm going to run these garrisons over to here because eventually he's going to... Well, Hatayama is not going to bring an army against me, but somebody will eventually. But if I have 3 free units here, I could just disband them. But I think having the extra units right now would be useful, particularly maybe if I put them in... Actually, maybe if I put them into Omi, because that might be where the Hatano are headed. However, now that I've taken these provinces away from them, they're going to have to swing back up to defend Tamba against me anyway. Otherwise, I'm just going to come in and knock his thing out and revassalize him. So there's that. The only thing we have left that's major to clear up is the weakened Hatayama. And I think actually we're going to leave that fight for the next episode. So I think this cleared up most of the issues here that were sort of lingering. We took out 2 giant armies, or 2 full stacks anyway, and not really too messed up in this area. The only thing that's really troubling me right now is the metsuke issue. I'm pretty confident that this army we have here, that's at full strength, although maybe a few too many archers, but I'm pretty sure that this army here is going to be able to wipe out the remnants of Hatayama's army. All of his units are down. I mean, these guys are at, normally they'll have 120, so they're all down 25% or more in their samurai and whatnot. So I'm pretty confident we're going to take those guys out, and then he won't be able to finish us off here. And I'm also pretty confident that even though Hatano might maneuver around and try to take Omi from us, well, he won't, because we're probably going to sabotage it. We'll deal with all this next episode. Yeah, this is a good spot to leave it. We got a lot accomplished, and we'll pick it up next time. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to help me out by hitting that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet for this playlist and other content that I do. And let me know down in the comments what you thought, what you'd like to see me do different, or any questions that you have about any of the mechanics in the game. I'd love to interact with people. So, appreciate you hanging, and I'll see you next time.